Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Leslie Weidenbender. I'm here at the Indiana State House with Senator Earline Rogers, a Democrat from Gary. Welcome, Senator.
Good morning. Thank you.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the gambling bill that the Senate passed.
Okay.
That is something I know that affects your area in Northwest Indiana.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the legislation?
Well, there's one part of it that is particularly disturbing, and that's the part where always in the past, or at least since 2002, there's been a certain amount of money that comes into the communities where the boats are docked. And so this money, I know, for example, for Gary, where we have a riverboat, it amounts to about $500,000 a month. Well, now what 528 would do in an amendment that was attached to it would say that those monies are no longer guaranteed by the state. That guarantee was put in place in 2002, and I consider it a breach for the state to now say that those dollars are after 2 years will no longer be available. The gaming, especially Riverboat gaming, brings in almost $600 million a year. And for the state to complain about having to subsidize $40 million a year, I think is unfair to those communities that fought so hard for us to have riverboat gaming in the state.
Senator, you serve on the Education Committee, and
Yes.
You're a former teacher.
Right.
I know these are important issues for you. Tell us about your thoughts on the Common Core standards.
Right, yeah. You know, I'm a supporter of Common Core, and there are some 45 other states that have agreed to Common Core, the standards in Common Core. In Indiana, some of our school corporations have already started to order materials and started to do professional development with their teachers. So we are in the midst of Common Core. The bill that we're dealing with now that wants to change, or at least to take a pause in Common Core, I think would be detrimental to those school corporations that have already started the process. And you know, I think educators especially would be concerned as we buffet them back and forth in terms of education reform. And this is a common sense approach. It's an approach wherein all the states would have the same standards so that children moving from state to state would have the same expectations. And I think we've heard, say, for example, from students that are whose parents are Army or one of the armed forces, as they move around the country, their education wouldn't be interrupted by a different set of standards. And so I think it's the next logical step in education reform, and I'm hoping that we can continue without taking a stop.
We just have a few seconds here, but can you tell me what your goal is for education funding in the state budget?
Well, you know, we lost funding in the last 4 years, and I think schools are now beginning to feel the impact of that. So we need, I think, to put additional monies into our budget for those schools who have certainly been negatively impacted by the loss of those dollars and the input and of the vouchers, and the charter schools have also taken dollars away from traditional schools. So whatever we can do to increase those dollars, I'm in favor of.
Thank you so much, Senator Rogers. I'm Leslie Weidenbender with thestatehouseFile.com and Comcast Newsmakers.